Welcome to She Owns the Show. My name is Eman Abo AlNasr and I'm here today from beautiful Dubai to start my new episodes for all sea lover and adventure seeker. Please come with me. Sebastiaan, welcome to my show.
Thank you.
Please introduce yourself to us.
Hi, okay. Regarding where I grew up in Amsterdam, born and raised in Amsterdam. I have Canadian citizenship because my mom is Canadian. And my dad is half Chinese, hence my last name. And for the last 10 years I've been traveling mostly. Sometimes because of work or business projects, I stayed somewhere for 1 or 2 years. But I really enjoyed jumping around from continents. Lived in the US, Asia, lots in Europe. And for the last year and a half, I've been living on a boat in Turkey, or consider that to be my home. Yeah, the way I see it, I'm a gypsy trying his luck as a pirate.
This is just amazing mindset.
Yeah.
But tell me, are you based in Turkey or traveling around?
Well, the boat is, we took it this summer, we took it to Greece,
Okay.
so to the Greek islands. And now, because of the weather, it's back in Turkey. We do some maintenance. Maybe next year we manage to go through the Suez Channel and even end up here. But we'll see. For business, I also have to be a lot in Lisbon, so also considering going there. But for now, I'm enjoying the Turkish water.
And since when you had this passion?
The passion?
Yeah.
I think I always liked the water, always liked being near the water, being on the beach. But the passion for water really grew in 2015, 2016. I swam from England to France.
Wow.
So for 1 year, I swam for 3-4 hours a day. Gave up on all the fun in life, so no drinking, no very healthy and disciplined living. But spending so much time in the water made me like the water even better. Since then I try to go in the water every day. And to make that easy, you can live on a boat and you can jump on the water all the time.
How beautiful it is to live on the boat fully.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It symbolizes freedom, right?
Yeah.
You can go wherever you want.
Exactly.
Oh.
So what's your advice for people that own already boats and yachts and just using it 2 months a year?
Yeah, we just talked about it, right?
Yeah.
It's so sad that people have such beautiful boats and spend so little time on it.
Exactly.
Especially now after Corona, I think one of the few good things about this whole lockdown period we had is that
Actually more freedom, internet.
yeah, we see that it actually works, and it's also accepted to do meetings like this.
So you're managing your business and
Well,
still enjoying?
I started working in 2011, 2012.
Okay.
And I already, then I created the freedom to do it already.
Which industry?
Selling software to mortgage brokers in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Very boring, but I saw that this
It
software...
allows you to a lot of freedom.
Exactly. So that's where the freedom started. I took on this job, managed to make it a remote job, so only with calls, and then started traveling. So it's been possible as long as internet is around, right? And we can make phone calls or online meetings. But I think now it's also accepted. So I do expect a lot of people to use their boats more, maybe, or to...
You also told me about a plane, right?
Ah, yeah. Yeah, many stories, huh?
I want to hear a lot. You might tell us.
Now, in 2019, I decided, actually right before the Corona stuff, that I wanted to work on another dream. That's be able to fly. 10 years ago, a business partner took me flying in a fighter jet. So then you can fly a second in command. You can fly over the Gulf of Mexico. You can like turn it around, do flips, very cool. But then I decided, okay, I want to sit in the front seat. But then you need to be a professional pilot with a lot of hours and stuff. So I started working on this in 2019. Gave up on the business projects I had, transferred them, sold it, or whatever. And then beginning of 2020, I bought a small airplane in Texas and started, well, first with an instructor, but learned how to fly. And then later on in 2020, of course, everyone went into lockdown. But I was flying with a little plane and an RV in Texas.
It was a good timing, actually.
It was amazing, yeah. It was amazing.
Okay.
So...
You're very inspiring. For you, it's like sky is the limit.
Well, now with a pilot license, yes. Yeah.
So what was the most difficulty to you when you moved to the boat?
The most difficult?
Yeah. Most difficult part. What did you miss the most?
Well, but I got used to this by living by myself and traveling quite a bit. But being alone on the water when the weather is not that good, that's a new kind of alone. Because you're alone with a boat, which you should consider to be almost like a baby, right? A lot of things can go wrong. So I remember one of the first nights, of course, I have a captain and a crew, but when the boat is making a lot of noise and there's a little storm going on, that's...
Sea is powerful, of course.
Yeah, it's a new thing, but actually it also excites me a bit. But it can be stressful, I think.
If you returned back the time, would you do it again?
Yeah. I would do it earlier in life, I guess.
That's good. That's good.
What I've been doing the last year and a half, I've been inviting my friends who I think could embrace this lifestyle, either because they are fortunate enough to be able to do so, or they sold their company, or for whatever reason. So I try to motivate people and inspire to live like this, because it's possible.
I was personally inspired from a friend of mine. He lives on his own sailing boat for the last 15 years.
Okay.
And he's not on social media at all. And he changed 4 families' life.
Okay, tell me.
Family with the children and everything. They moved to Turkey as well, and traveling around
They
the
do
world.
this in Turkey, or?
One of the families are in Turkey, yes.
Okay.
And I said to myself, wow, if he changed 4 families' life and encouraged me, actually, maybe with my little show, I can change a few more families.
Oh, yeah, this is very cool.
Yeah, and that's why I actually started the show.
Yeah.
She owns the show. It's actually referred to the boat, not to the female.
Why do you think boats are referred, and also planes, as female?
You tell me.
No, I asked the question first.
To be honest, I don't know.
Because I've been wondering about it, because I know
I'm
it's
not an
with
expert.
boats.
I'm learning through my show. Ask many people in the yacht industry, and they said boat is always female.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay.
Yeah, but also with airplanes, they also refer to she. It's always...
Maybe from my personal
Yeah.
opinion, maybe because it's such a difficult to handle, not easy. And sweet look.
Okay.
It's a very sweet look, but difficult to handle. I tell you, I'm a female myself, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's an interesting
and
way
it
of
needs a lot
looking
of care from the day you purchase it until,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Your girlfriend is here. You agree?
Interesting way of looking at it. I thought, my reasoning to it is,
Soft
when
and
things are
sweet,
very
but
when
tough
things are very
inside.
valuable, when they're very valuable, right? Boats in general and airplanes are expensive, so then they're referred to as a female because it's
female
valuable.
and male. I mean, they're equal in this.
Do you think so?
I think so. I really think
If
so.
you look, I think if you look in the ancient times, the female life is perceived as more valuable. If a tribe or something is under attack,
Okay.
we want to build out the tribe as fast as possible again, so we save the female, because the amount of female in a society represent the amount of offspring you can create.
This could be, but from my perspective, I
But
think
I like yours better,
because it's
maybe.
very elegant, it's very soft, yet very strong and powerful. It's just, I don't know. I see it as a female.
Okay. She owns the show.
She owns the show.
Okay, very good.
Yes.
Oh, it's a good thing, because this leads back to the question, where do I see myself in 10 years? I hope that I can inspire, just like your friends, to inspire more people to live more free, either being on a boat or in whatever capacity. The way to see it is I want to start a pirate fleet, maybe.
Plus the boat and the plane. What else you do? I'm sure I can sit with you until next month and hear things.
Well, I think I like the last 2 years has not been significant, but in the years before I always tried every year to do one sports challenge that would be memorable to that year, which in 2016 was swimming the channel. But I did some triathlons, or you've just visited Thailand, you said. I did fighting.
Yeah.
It's nice to live towards something. Gives me a good structure in life to build something.
And how your family reacted when you decided to make this move?
The boat?
Yeah.
Or
Your parents, I mean.
yeah. Well, I've been talking about it for quite a bit, so they saw it coming. I think they like it. I've always lived a little bit free, right? I think that they're happy that I've built some kind of base. It also gives some kind of home, right? Instead of jumping so much. So they like it.
Isn't it fascinating to make friends all over the world?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. It's beautiful. It's very gives you also a perspective on the news and on what's happening in the world if you know people on both sides of conflicts, for example.
It's such a true eye-opener, I believe.
Yeah.
Traveling and the sea and the boats.
Yeah. I think I don't have children yet. You have children, but the only thing that I will make mandatory, although I don't like the word, is traveling.
Mm-hmm.
They don't need to go to university. They don't need to do whatever, but see the world and learn different cultures. Because I think this is the most valuable thing to have.
I need to find more of you.
I worked very hard to be one of a kind. But
I'm sure they are, but really, I think it's not impossible to do what you're doing. It's actually really
No.
inspiring.
True.
And of course, you miss certain things. The comfort, whatever, being able to see your family and friends on a regular basis. But what you gain in return is just unbelievable.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that I've been trying to figure this out in the last 10 years. I always like it when people say, "Oh, I'm inspired," like your friend did with the boat. It's great.
I called him the Pirate of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I did. It's just...
So I always like it when I get messages on LinkedIn or emails that they say, "Oh, you inspired me to." Mostly sports. A couple years ago, it was sports or entrepreneurship that they started doing something. But then people also have to do it themselves, right? I think at certain times in life I was the advocate, and with employees or with friends, you have to do this because this is the way, and blah, blah, blah. People also need to do it themselves.
You need to do what's the best for you.
Yeah.
No
Not everyone wants this,
right? No
right?
one walks in your shoes anyway. Exactly. Yeah. But I think you became who you are. You became who you are from how you're born. The mixed nationalities, your mom, your father. It's already non-ABC life since day one.
Yeah.
But you took it in a higher level, of course.
Yeah. Maybe, yeah. I think with my parents, I grew up very, very nice, but not extremely overwhelmed. But we traveled a lot. The vacations would always be to
this is Wales,
Egypt
actually.
or US, so that definitely brought.
I tell my daughter the only thing I want to give you before I die is freedom. Yeah. Mental freedom. Mentally free. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a very valuable gift, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Also comes with responsibility, of course.
Of course it does. Yeah. Of course.
But yeah,
Did you ever get bored on the boat?
You ever got bored on the boat?
Yeah.
Good question. I think if you get bored, you're not paying attention to. You start reading books, I think, to begin with. And I think it's too easy to get bored. There's always a problem you can wrap your head around. I think if you're the person that gets bored, you will also get bored on land. I don't think you get more easily bored on a boat. But what I mentioned before, there can be a loneliness aspect, I guess. You can be alone on the water. That's something you...
You think it's difficult to convince your partner, your future partner, whatever, to do the same lifestyle?
Yes, because here I think this all connects to what we just mentioned before. You're a fan of this free lifestyle. You want to inspire more people. I am, and there are several people. And I believe there's a certain kind of group of people that wants or needs to be inspired to do this, but essentially wants it. But not everyone wants it. Some people really like a house, right? Like it when their floor doesn't do this at times. So I don't know. I really don't know about this. But the way I've been living in the last year is I've been 3 weeks on the boat and then 1 week doing all the meetings around the cities I need to fly to. I've been seeing my girlfriend in London.
Okay.
So then you just work with layovers and try to make things work. Honestly, I don't know. I think it will work out.
I think everything, if you want, it will work out. You'll always find a way, right?
Correct.
Good. How is it after 1 year and a half living fully on the yacht, watching the sunsets and sunrise?
Well, that's a great question, and it sounds like you speak from experience because, yeah, that's the most beautiful part, right? You always have the best sunset and sunrise. What I try to do is get up, or what I usually do is get up right before the sunrise, and then I go sit on the deck behind, or lay on the couch there, and then I see the sunrise, and then when the sun's up, I read and fall asleep for another hour or so. But it's a beautiful moment, yeah.
Yeah. It's the biggest proof that the most valuable things are actually not things. It's a moment.
It's
like
experiences, yeah. We
And
live
it's a
for
moment.
experiences, right? Not
So
for material.
you live by collecting moments.
Exactly.
So, yeah,
Yeah.
it was lovely meeting you, Sebastian.
Thanks.